My father was the oldest son of Ernest Hemingway. It was kind of like the Kennedy family. The Kennedys had these horrible tragedies, and we were sort of the other American family that had this horrible curse.
I want to change the dynamic, and I want to change the viewpoint, but it's not a family of tragedies. It's actually a family of complete and total, embrace of joy.
Hi, I'm Liz.
And I'm Zorianna. Today we have a special guest, two-time Academy Award-winning filmmaker Barbara Kopple. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here with both of you.
Barbara has a new film coming out called Running from Crazy. It focuses on the Hemingway family, specifically the three sisters, and Mariel Hemingway's attempt to, as she says, run from the crazy. Tell us a little bit about the film.
I think for me, Running from Crazy was one of the great films that I've ever done because it's very intimate, it's very personal, it's raw, and it's emotional. And it's also about getting to understand a family that you don't really know down deep. You think you know them, but you don't. And so for me, doing this kind of film really allows me to figure out who people are. And that's what I love doing. I guess, in a way, I'm an adventurer.
There's no one outside of yourself that can help you or love you the way you need, except you. You know, this is what I talk about to people. I know a lot about how people can live a better life, how they can be happy, how they can not fear stuff that I've feared my whole life.
The footage from most of our intimate interviews, were those from later on in the shoot or earlier in the shoot?
They were from the first day of the shoot, the first interviews. I told her the only way I was going to do this film was if she would tell everything, that no stone would be unturned.
Did you know a lot about the Hemingway family beforehand, and did you have to do a lot of research, or is it a case of you're discovering as the documentary's going along?
Before I do a film, or I do a lot of research, but once the film is given to me, I don't. I stop. I just want the person to take me where they're going to take me. I don't want to put an agenda on it. I want them to bloom and to come alive and to be who they are, because I don't want to put any kind of stereotype on them.
Was there ever a moment in the editing room where you were thinking, no, I can't put this moment in, or worried about how certain things would come across for her? Did you ever get protective over her?
What I got about my feelings about Marielle and my feelings also about Margot, who plays a really big role in this film, is to try to tell the story. And our first cut was 5.5 hours of material. And so we had to really bring it down, and we had to try to lose our babies, and it would get better, and the film would change, and it would go around different corners. And it's the process of filmmaking that makes it so glorious. And sometimes you think, oh, this film is never going to come together. Nothing's going to work. And then a few weeks later, it's seamless. And it's as if, wow, how did this happen?
To me, a big part of this film is the footage that was shot by Margot. How instrumental was this footage to the film, and how did you come across it? Did you already know it existed?
It was a surprise to see that footage. We were filming Marielle in Ketchum, and our sound recordist, a guy named Alan Barker, said, you know, many years ago, I started out as a cameraman, and I was doing some shooting with Margot Hemingway right here in Ketchum. I said, where do I find it? And he said, I don't know. And suddenly somebody said, but I think an archive has a lot of that material. So I started trying to find out which one, and it was the WPA in Minneapolis. And we called them up, and we said, we understand that you have a lot of the Margot Hemingway film. And they said, yes, we do. We have 43 hours of film. We do not know what it looks like. We'd have to go and blow the dust off of it because nobody has ever asked to see it. And I said, I'll take it all. I don't care what kind of shape it's in. And I never let Mariel know that I had this footage. She didn't even know it existed.
Until when did you tell her?
When the film was just about finished, when I let her see it for the first time.
Wow.
I wanted her to be free. I wanted her to go with her own memories, whatever those memories were, and to be able to really talk about them without having to think, uh-oh, what has Margot gotten?
I've always felt that if somebody can't go on living and creating the way they can, I mean, the way they're used to, and in a healthy form in which Grandpapa was accustomed to, I mean, I accept the fact that he killed himself.
So how did OWN Oprah's network get involved?
Well, it was one lovely day in New York, and I picked up the phone, and there was a woman named Lisa Espama, and she said, how would you like to do a film about Mariel Hemingway and for the Oprah Winfrey Network? And I said, wow, I would love to. I would be honored to do it. And simultaneously, she went to Mariel and she said, how would you like us to do a film about your family? And Mariel said, are you kidding? My family's crazy. Who would want to see a film like that? And she said, well, I think Barbara Kopple might be interested. And I guess Mariel might have known who I was. And that's when we met for lunch or for breakfast and talked to each other, really liked each other. And that's how it all began. And things just moved really quickly right after that.
Well, thank you so much for coming on our
Thanks
show.
for having me.
We really enjoyed having you and the stories and the insight into your work, and this film in particular with the Hemingway family was just fantastic. Thank you very much.
Oh, and thank you, and you guys were fun to be
You're
with.
welcome back anytime.
All right.
Cheers to the Hemingway family.
And cheers to life, talking, and helping each other.